said that, and I'm waiting for Achilles just to move it. But you know what that means? He's probably going to end up barking. So, welcome to my kitchen. It's been a while since I've actually been live here, but we're going to do it. So, I have not made, I think anybody who knows and follows me knows that the ham chowder is Brent's favorite, and I don't make it often enough. I don't make it simply because I feel like I don't think about it in the summertime. And right now, it is super hot, so I'm thinking, why in the world am I making this for him? But here we are. We're making ham chowder. I know some of y'all have used the recipe. Let me know if you have and tell me what you think about it. If you're tuning in, make sure you let me know you're catching it live or if you're catching a replay. We're going to get this started now. That way, dinner will be ready when he gets home, and I can cook it super slow. Some of the things that you're going to need, I always do about, I usually do about 5 or 6 potatoes. Oh, I forgot my ham steak. I cut up a ham steak, and I use 2 bags of corn. Now, it's about a quart-sized corn. Our corn, let me get the ham out. Our corn, I can't believe I forgot that part. So our corn is cut in the summertime, so probably about July or August, and then we bag it up, and that's what we use for our corn throughout the year. So that's why the kernel cutter is actually a guest special this month, and it has saved us a lot, and also a little bit of heavy whipping cream. We are going to use the Enameled cast iron Dutch oven. I use this a lot for all of my soups, chilies, stews, potatoes, things like that, because it holds the heat. Yes, it is cast iron, so it is going to be heavy. But the cast iron you can use just about anywhere except for, obviously, in the microwave. So this is what we're going to be using today. And you need a ham steak, and I think that's it. I think I got everything. Salt and pepper to your liking. Let me know where y'all are tuning in from, and thank you for watching. Make sure you make some comments so I can see you, because I don't know with this new setup that I'm doing if people are seeing me. So let me know, say hey, shout it out. All right, how was your weekend? Mine was pretty good. It was awfully busy. So we're just going to dice these up. I like to dice them up even sizes because they are going to get done relatively at the same time. You don't want to have a big size, a small size, things like that. You just want to try to keep them as uniform as possible. And I'm just going to dice them. I am not peeling them because we discovered that it's fine if we do not. I do not, I'm not much into peeling potatoes. So we're not going to peel them. We're just going to dice them up. So I had a mishap with my car, no accidents. I went to put the top up today to go to the grocery store. I get out to put the cover on the top as it was down, and notice that there's a piece that connects both of my windows that stayed intact, and the top's down. I went backwards. And the top's down, and this piece is sticking there. I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Oh, I forgot to call the warranty company. I need to do that today to try to figure out if this is covered or not. So that's how my Monday started. How are things with y'all? I know I'm coming in live a little bit earlier than normal because I just have a lot of things I want to get done today. So if I can get this on the stove sooner than later. All right, so if you have any of our knives, you know our knives I have a lifetime guarantee on the blade, and that comes in the cases. That's a 3-year guarantee. But these are all great. They are stainless steel. You shouldn't have to resharpen them, but they do last a long time. The only thing I would always say is do not put them in a dishwasher because of the wooden handle. It will eventually make it fragile and break or crack or whatever. So you don't want to do that. You just want to hand wash them. I have a set of our steak knives, and I am so funny about them. I do not want them. One accidentally made it through the dishwasher. I was so upset. Alright, so this is a great recipe because it's going to make a lot, and he likes leftovers, so he will take leftovers to work every single day of ham chowder. So this is something, if you're feeding a big family or something that you do want leftovers, great recipe for that because it's going to make an abundance, and honestly, it does not go to waste in our house. So that's why another reason why I like to whip this up too is because it does go a long way. So with the rising cost of everything, sometimes it's better to do things in bulk than it is to not. So that's how we have started to cook a little bit, is make a little bit extra. You can freeze it. I know for our Wind Down Wednesday, I bought a pork shoulder. Never bought one before, so hopefully I got the right thing. I mean, it said shoulder, but then again, I did not have my readers on, so I don't know. We'll see. So I'm anxious for that recipe. And that wasn't as expensive as I thought it would be. But regardless, we like to cook, extra. We like to be able to freeze things, leftovers. Some people don't like leftovers, but right now I don't think many have a choice. So we do a lot of leftovers. I clean the refrigerator out. Tell me below, guys, how often do y'all clean the refrigerator out? I try to clean it out weekly. When our garbage now comes on Fridays. So I usually try to get everything cleaned out by then. I'm really funny about it, but Brent, he's like, oh, there's no hair on it yet. It's okay. Come on. No. I like to get mine out and in the garbage, usually about a week, unless I freeze it. I always layer the potatoes on the bottom, and then I do the ham, and then I do the corn. The corn I always put on top because it's not going to take much for that, and it doesn't need to be closest to the heat. The potatoes obviously are going to take a little bit longer, but that's what I do. I layer the potatoes, I layer the ham, and I layer the corn. And then I'll put in like a little bit of heavy whipping cream. You do not need a lot because the corn itself and even the ham will create some of its own juices. So you don't want it. You're not making a soup here. You're making a chowder, so it's going to be thicker. You want it to be a little bit thicker. So because the ham and the corn creates their own juice in here, there's no need to put a whole lot in. We're not going with health here. I'm not eating this. This is strictly for him because I typically don't eat this. So we're not going for health, but we are going for leftovers, and we're going for his belly because that's what he wants. I don't know where my water got to. I always need water here. Okay, so now we're going to dissect the ham. Brent is very funny. It has to be the same sizes as the potatoes. Or I will say, I'll do as close as possible, but he'll still eat it regardless. And then all I do on top of that is add some salt and pepper. Sometimes there for a while I was putting butter in it, but it really doesn't need it. Like with the corn, this fresh corn here that we cut off, it's already sweet enough without anything. And the butter, I don't know, it just kind of takes away from that. Alright. Ham steak has gone up quite a bit too. So good thing I already had this in my freezer. So there for a while I was buying like an abundance of these because every now and then I like to whip this up for him. And then I got out of it. But good thing I have them. Anybody grow a garden? Let me know. Do you grow a garden? My father-in-law does, thankfully. Because even the cost of produce is outrageous. This is such an easy meal to make. Someone asked me, like, if you think you can do, like, chicken. I feel like I kind of do a recipe similar to this with chicken. Can you use chicken? You probably can. We just never use chicken with this. Like, all these flavors combined just gives it, I don't know, a whole different flair. I'm gonna put this whole thing in. That's a big piece of fat. I don't even put that in there. All right, if you're there watching, say hey if you're tuning in, where you're tuning in from. I just want to see if I can see the comments, since I am doing something a little bit different. All right, so I'm not going to do that. Let's get rid of this. You know, clean up as you go so you don't have to do it later, is my motto. And this is something, too, that the longer it sits and simmers, the thicker it's going to get as well. So this will be nice. Let's see, it's 4:30. When Brent gets home at 6:30, it'll be simmering for 2 hours. It's going to be perfect, the perfect consistency. So I'm now just going to put in my fresh frozen corn. If you do not have fresh frozen corn, the best one to use in this is shoe peg corn, the white shoe peg corn, frozen. Don't use canned. Always frozen. Now I know a lot of professionals will tell you always season after. But since this is all going to cook together, it's a chowder, we're going to put salt and pepper in now. However much, measure with love. And some pepper. Alright, so this is what you're going to have. And then, I just swirl over the top of it, just a little bit. And that's enough. That gives it that nice creamy texture. I will tell you, I love our Enameled cast iron Dutch oven. It has these little bumps on the inside. That way it prevents things from boiling over. So I'm going to have it sitting on here. You want to cook it on like low to medium. Then just let it simmer. Make sure it does not burn the bottom. You just want to scrape that up. I would stir it every maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes. And just making sure, like I said, nothing's going to stick to the bottom. So we'll have this simmering, medium and low heat. And you can see how quick that was. Like I said, it's not going to be healthy. So if you're not health conscious, you're going to love this. If you are, you're going to hate it. I mean, it does taste very good because I think it's really good. But A little bit's okay. But it does go a long way. This entire 6-quart Dutch oven is filled now. And he'll eat one of these bowls, maybe 2, so it's going to last him a long, long time. But that is my easy peasy, lemon squeezy ham chowder. That took less than 20 minutes to make. Probably would have taken less if I would not have been chatting. So if you're catching the replay, please make sure you hashtag replay. Share this out if you will. Try to get this out there. So anyway, guys, from my kitchen to yours, if I don't pop back in on tomorrow, we'll see you on Wednesday with Wind Down Wednesday. I hope you guys have a great evening.